Hello, welcome back to Events by Collette.
Hi.
Today it is nice and hot and humid here in Austin, Texas. When we first moved here a few years ago, we started developing methods on how to cope with the heat. After living in San Francisco, we just weren't used to it. So we thought, well, let's try to figure out some different ways. And we figured out some different recipes for ice cream. Today on the market, finding ice cream when you have food allergies is really tough. Yes, there's a lot of dairy-free options out there, like coconut and almond milk, but not all of them are gluten-free and not all of them are low in sugar. So I took the opportunity to develop a few ice cream recipes. The one that we're going to be making today, I call the Austin Chillout. It's just basically your average chocolate ice cream, but it is gluten-free, dairy-free, and low in sugar. We actually are not going to be adding any additional sugar today. Well, how do we start with this ice cream at home? Believe it or not, the Ninja, the food processor that we will be using today, has an ice cream setting on it. Bueno, ¿qué vamos a poner primero?
Plátanos.
Sí.
Bananas.
We're gonna put 3 frozen bananas. I always recommend if you're gonna freeze a banana, please take the skin off first. If you do not take the skin off first, you will be in a lot of pain trying to get that skin off, and you might as well just put it in the compost bin because it's going to be soggy by the time you defrost it to get that skin off. Bueno. Empujar un poco aquí. Sí. A ver, no te vaya por allá. As I always say, if you haven't gotten your toddler involved in cooking, do it now. It helps them with math, science, reading, and just it develops their palate and it gets them active in the kitchen. Why not have a great activity like that? Okay, y vamos a poner chocolate. We have 2 teaspoons of regular chocolate cocoa powder. There is no sugar added to this. It is 100% cocoa powder. You can find your regular chocolate cocoa powder anywhere. Today we just happen to be using the Rodell brand. We purchased at Costco. It was what was available. But there are so many brands out there that are just regular cocoa chocolate powder. Bueno. As I always say, let the dishwasher just do its job. So we're just gonna put it in the sink right now for the dishwasher later. Okay, next we have our omega-3 nut butter. It's 1 tablespoon of any sort of nut butter. If you just want to use peanut butter, almond butter, whatever you want to use is fine. But we actually, if you haven't seen the recipe already or the video already, we have our own omega-3 nut butter, very high in protein, many other different vitamins and minerals, and as you can see, toddlers love it. Muy bien, sí, tú puedes comer la cuchara. And last but not least, yes, this is a 4-ingredient recipe. We have non-dairy milk. We have 1/2 cup of non-dairy milk. We in this family use flaxseed milk by Good Karma, and yes, my toddler loves it. We actually found this just like we developed our omega-3 nut butter. It's really hard to get omega-3s into a toddler, and this milk has not only calcium in it, not only high in protein, but also omega-3s. So if you haven't started drinking flaxseed milk as a non-dairy option, highly recommend it. Bueno. Okay, so yes, this is a very simple recipe. 4 ingredients. We have frozen bananas, cocoa powder, nut butter, and non-dairy milk. Okay, la tapa por favor. No hay más. Hey, es muy sencillo. Yes, this is a very simple recipe. Even Reese is very much surprised right now. What we are going to do is we are going to blend it. Oh, tus orejeras, sí. Ellos están aquí. Okay, por más tarde. What we are going to do is we are going to blend it or food process it on the ice cream setting. And then we are going to put it in a container, put it in the freezer, and for a few hours, and then you're going to let it freeze, and then you can, by all means, enjoy it. If it's cold where you are, you probably want to wait to develop this recipe. But here in Austin for Memorial Day weekend, it's perfect because it is in the 80s and it's very humid outside. Está bien. Okay, aquí. Whoops. Today we're having some malfunctions, but that's okay. Usually Reese knows how to work this machine like a champ, but you know, motor skills. They're all developing. He's 4. Bueno, vamos a poner en la máquina. Another thing, if you haven't had your toddler started in the kitchen, they do love to press buttons. So the food processor or a blender is a perfect opportunity for them to get involved in the kitchen and press buttons. Botones. Que si hay conexión también. Boop. Gracias. Muy bien. And it's another thing, if you are having your toddler too curious, wanting to put their fingers in electrical sockets, this is a great way to teach them that what actually glows in the electrical sockets, not fingers, but machines. So we have food processed the ice cream. It's just basically the liquefied version of it. As we all know, when ice cream is not frozen, it becomes liquid. Something, you know, a little science project also for your toddler when they're working in the kitchen with you. What happens to solids when they are basically hot, just like water? Ice turns to water. Okay. Ponemos la tapa. Ah, momento. Yes, we have a very anxious human being here. Okay, Papa, vamos. Okay, as you can see, it's basically a thick liquid. It makes about 3 cups. And we're gonna put it in these 2 plastic containers that are able to be put in the freezer. Okay, Papa, recuerda this. Oh, this is muy agudo. I'm going to be putting it in 2 different containers today because the container that I usually use is dirty with some of our muffins that we made the other week. Okay. So if you are worried about your child eating too much sugar, this is a perfect alternative because as you saw, we did not add any sugar. Yes, milk naturally has a little bit of sugar. Bananas naturally have a little bit of sugar, but there's no added sugar in here. So this is a great alternative for your child to enjoy ice cream. Okay. So yes, we are going to dish all of this in here and then put it in the freezer just for a few hours because it is slightly frozen right now because of bananas. then you can enjoy it at your leisure. Thank you again for joining us today. And we are going to be enjoying this, possibly a little bit right now because somebody's very anxious. And we'll enjoy the rest later because it's a very hot weekend here. Have a great Memorial Day, and we'll see you all next week. I think we're going to be making avocado arepas. Yes, we are going to be exploring the country of Venezuela. Gracias. Ciao.
Bye.